Hi, this is Richard Hughes, Superintendent for Frontier Central School, and this short little video is to introduce our latest Thought Exchange. What we're trying to do is gather your input, advice, and ideas, and it really is a brainstorming session to help us figure out, what should the future look like for our Falcons, especially for Frontier in 2030. So when you look at the current class, the senior class is going to graduate this year in 2019. You think about the things that didn't exist when they were in kindergarten. As we think about it, it's kind of crazy to think back because all of these things that just popped up on the screen, from Facebook to smartphones, whether it's iPhone or Android, to Instagram, to social media, to Alexa, to my Google Home, to even satellite radio, didn't exist. And we think about how much our lives are different with this technology advances in our lives compared to when our seniors were first graders. That's a little crazy to think about. And that's what we want you to do. We want you to think about what the world's going to look like in 2030 for our current first graders, because that's when they're going to graduate. So if you look at this picture here, this is a wonderful picture of a painting of Rembrandt's The Night Watch. But the thing that may stand out to you is all the students who are looking at their devices. As we've had some conversations, and this was on the internet as a viral piece a couple years ago. The first thing people think, and I was one of them, was, oh man, look at the kids have all this wonderful artwork around them, but yet they're on their devices, probably texting, probably on Snapchat or whatever. But in reality, when you find out the truth, they were using their technology immediately to do research, to dive deeper into Rembrandt and the work itself, and the other paintings and works of art in that museum. So the technology being at their fingertips wasn't about them communicating with each other. It was actually them doing research. So when we think about Frontier 2030, we can either be forward focused or future focused. We prefer to be future focused because that way we put a target out there and try to reach it. If we're forward focused, we are constantly looking back to where we were and trying to get a little bit better. With future focused, we're aiming towards the future and trying to figure out our path to get there, to some goal. And we need the community, our staff, students, to help us figure out what those goals may be. So there's a lot of technology that's coming. It's constantly evolving. Our world's going to continue to change, whether it's travel, how we interact, shopping, nanotech and biotech. We'll talk about each of all these. The interesting thing is they all have implications for our Falcons, and what does that mean for our first graders who will graduate in 2030. When you talk about travel, we've heard about self-driving cars. Pretty soon you'll be able to lean back and relax while a car drives it, which can be a little scary to even think about. We were promised flying cars for the longest time and still haven't seen those. Tesla, which is a company in our backyard, and what they're doing to change technology as it relates to cars and transportation. You have Virgin Galactic, which will allow space travel for a considerable fee, but will still allow space tourism, which nobody ever thought about that before. Only a few lucky few, the right ones with the right stuff, were allowed to go to space. That's supposed to launch in the next couple of weeks. They have their first passenger, a gentleman from Japan who's paid to be the first in space with space tourism. And then we have something called the Hyperloop. So if any of us dealt with, any of you that dealt with the traffic that's on 90 or on the Skyway, the Hyperloop is basically a pod that allows through a tunnel that's vacuum compressed for you to travel at close to the speed of sound, if not over 600 miles an hour. They're building some of these currently in California. There's plans to build one in connecting downtown Chicago to the airport, which would turn a 45 to an hour drive to a minute. There's talk of DC to New York. So all these things, possibilities in travel, are going to change how our students interact and travel the world. Another thing that has happened, Google Translate's out there, and there are other devices, these earpieces that you can put in, and somebody else can put in, and you can be speaking two totally different languages, but be able to converse with each other back and forth. So it's taking our world that's very large, and as technology has shrunk it, taking those barriers away of language as well. How we shop. You can check out this video on Amazon Go, but basically Amazon Go will allow you to walk into a store. Anything you pull off the shelves, it will record it for you, and then when you walk out, it charges it to your account. A Sam's Club in Texas is starting to use the same technology. These are things we thought would never happen, but at the same time, these are things that are coming that will just change how the world of work is, but also change how convenience and such. I mean, Amazon and other online shopping has changed how we interact and how we consume. The world of work is continuing to change. We have spray painting robots, not only for cars, but we actually have robots that can spray paint and do that work in homes, outside of homes. So that has implications for the world of work, not just for our students. Nanotech. Well, nanotech seems like a big kind of terminology, but really it's just anything that's super, super tiny. So tiny that you're actually talking about individual atoms and molecules. And, if you have the idea of 4 water molecules hooked together, old H2O, hooked together is 1 nanometer. So we're talking very, very tiny. Anything less than 100 nanometers is going to be nanotech. The width of a hair is 50,000 to 100,000 nanometers. So we're talking unbelievably small. The thing about nanotech, it can be used to make products that are up to 10 times stronger than steel, but also have the consistency of gel, so very flexible, very moldable. So how does this have implications? It has implications in a lot of different ways. For one, you can have laundryless clothing. So having some nanotech incorporated into the clothing makes it so that any of the liquids, whether it's a soda, water, a cappuccino, any of these kind of pieces, are automatically repelled. And again, we're talking at such a small scale. There are companies, including Goodyear and other companies out there, that are currently working to incorporate nanotech into their tires. Since it's 10 times stronger than steel, it will last that much longer. So you may have tires in the future that you don't have to ever replace. There are things such as self-repairing concrete. You can check this out. This is concrete that incorporates some live bacteria and such, and when there's a crack in the concrete, it naturally makes limestone to fill in the crack in the concrete. And us in Western New York would love to have this be a common thing for roads and bridges and such. In the other realm of biotech that is part of nanotech, if we remember back, maybe many of us read the book Fantastic Voyage, or we saw the movie, or maybe the most recent version is the Magic School Bus. So nanotech is allowing technology to go into our bloodstream and to work inside our bodies. There are ongoing tests of this currently, human trials. So nanotech could be injected into your body, floats around the system, kind of like the Magic School Bus did, and identify and dissolve plaque that could be possibly blocking arteries. Deliver chemotherapy drugs directly to the spot where the cancer is, versus attacking the entire body. Nanoparticles is going to kill, absorb bacteria and germs, so keeping us healthy and free from other pieces. And cell repair. So having a vein that is weak, that is damaged, can cause things such as strokes and other medical issues. So having nanotech that is floating around our body, finds a weakness in a vein or artery, is able to repair that and strengthen that, stops issues before they can even truly begin. So you can look at this from nanotech that can also produce insulin to combat diabetes. So if you talk diabetes, heart disease, strokes, and cancer, you're talking the 4 main killers of our population. So biotech and how this affects our students' world in the future is coming. And then with dentistry, nanotech is being experimented with to create a cover of your teeth, so you never have to worry about cavities again. So technology, it's crazy what's happening. So as we think about the future, and the reason for this thought exchange is to gather input. These are just a few examples of things that are coming that are probably going to change how our world interacts and what happens, just as the smartphone and other pieces have. So we know there's no straight line to success, but we know we want to make a target. We need to identify those targets. We need that input from all of you to determine what those are, excuse me, so we can continue on and provide the best education for our students. So from an implication standpoint, we necessarily don't want to know about the things, but the learning truly has to become more about exploration of students' abilities, exploration of their passions, to dive into learning, to make them worthwhile, to collaborate with others. Information can be gathered anytime from the end of your fingers, looking at Google and on smartphones and things like that. But how do we work together with people to truly solve problems? All the ideas that were mentioned previously, somebody noticed a problem and they work to solve that problem, and they use the technology and other things to solve those problems. So what can we do to help our students do those kind of things? Some ideas that have been shared already, and we'd love people to expand on them, is can we create advanced work, whether it's the SAIL program or a different program to fit it for our students? Do we start advanced courses earlier than 7th grade? Those are possibilities. Pathways. Do we have our students take different pathways to follow their passions and then incorporate their passions together? Maybe a student is interested in art, has a deep creative side, but also loves athletics. There are ways for them to combine those things together and be a problem solver and collaborator and explore those ideas going forward and do well for themselves and their family in the future. Another one is interdisciplinary. We're currently working with STEAM. Are there ways we can do this on a greater scale? Are there ways we can combine these kind of pieces? Those are the ideas we need from all of you. So as we talk about the future, what programs should we focus on? What should we look to do? We need that input from all of you. And not just programs, but we also need that input on what our facilities should look like. We can have all the great programs in the world, but if our facilities aren't built to support that kind of learning, then we're never going to truly get there. I believe the future is unbelievably bright with Frontier. We were one of the best school districts there, but we have so much more we can offer, and we need your input. So please participate in the Thought Exchange, and we look forward to your input.